It's the New England Football League Game of the Week here in week number 3 here from Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut as the Windsor Flyers take on the Rhode Island Raptors. And we welcome you to the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube, everybody. I'm Stephen Err. The Flyers and Raptors are two of the three teams in the North Atlantic Division standings to come into week 3 with a 2-0 record. The Flyers are coming off a 17-7 victory over the Mass Warriors in week number 2, a game in which they trailed 7-6 at halftime before scoring 10 second-half points to come away with the victory. Meanwhile, the Raptors are coming off a 31-9 blowout of the Middlesex County Longhorns. So now both of these teams look to get to 3-0 for the league heads for their first league-wide bye week of the 2025 season. We're ready to go here from Vernon, Connecticut. Kickoff coming up right now. And here we go, folks. We are underway from Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. The Flyers will start with the ball, and number 81, that is Pedro Moreno III. He'll be wrapped up near the third, about the 25-yard line, and that's where we will see this offense coming out. An offense that has scored 51 points in their first 2 games, and they're now, as I mentioned in the intro, folks, these are two of 3 teams in the North Atlantic Division Conference that come into the week number 3 at a 2-0 record. The other one being the Haverhill Hitmen. And the Hitmen have absolutely dominated their first 2 opponents. That's scoring them 70-0. They are in first place in the division, Jay. Based off of solely just that, and we will get to the rest of where these 2 teams stand in a little bit. So once again, Flyers starting with the ball officially at their own 27-yard line. And we will see here if, and it's not going to be, you see right there, bottom right of your screen, James DiBenedetto will not be playing here once again today. So it will be once again Jamal Brown, who has 3 touchdown passes in the first 2 games of the season, under center here as we start this one off. And it's again Jadakarian Brown in the backfield. Had 2 rushing touchdowns week number 1. First down at the 27. And they'll hand off here on first down to Jadakarian Brown. Brown finding a hole at the middle, spinning away from the guy. Gets about the 34-yard line, gain of 7. So again, folks, 3 teams in the North Atlantic Division Conference, or the AA Conference, are 2-0 heading to week number 3. These 2 teams, Flyers in second, Raptors in third. And they got the Haverhill Hitmen on top. Flyers are outscoring their opponents 51-7 in their first 2 games. Raptors not too far behind. They're outscoring their opponents 44-19 through their first 2 games. And including, we talked about it on the last broadcast, folks, that convincing 13-10 victory week number 1 over the Mass Warriors. And last week they defeated the Middlesex County Longhorns 31-9 was the final on that one. 2nd and 3 here. And it's going to be a fake by Brown. Pumps, chucking it down the field, has a man, and the pass is caught. And down inside the 25. That's Earl Waite Jr. Huge play for the Flyers on their second play from scrimmage. And the ball is officially at the 22-yard line. So huge play to the air on the fake by Brown, finding Earl Waite Jr., who I thought caught the first touchdown last week against the Warriors. Turned out to be Tyneek Woods who caught the first touchdown. But we do know Waite makes that catch there, and it's a huge gain. And now the Flyers are in business to start this one off in this battle of undefeated teams. Once again, folks, you're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We are here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 21 miles outside of Hartford. Another handoff here on first out of Brown. Brown cut at the outside. Stiff arming guy, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. And there's number 10 leading the way. That is, guess who it is, folks? It's Thomas Coucher. Formerly the Rhode Island Riptide. He was a big part of their seasons, the last 2 seasons. Of course, they went on to win the 2023 Maritime Conference Championship game with the New England Bombers. And last year, had another great season. Coucher joining the other side now. We talked about last week, we saw Noah Coucher was with the Mass Warriors. We talked about how the Riptide used to have a trio of brothers. You had Thomas, you had Joseph, and you had Noah. All part of the Riptide leads for the last 2 years. Now they're all split up. The only one left with the Riptide is Joe. Thomas here today with the Raptors. Noah with the Warriors. So second down here, ball is back. About the 25. Brown pumps. Chucking it to the end zone. Man, wide open. It's Hernandez, and Hernandez. The diving catch is just out of his reach. Devin Hernandez had a touchdown last week in the win over the Warriors, the one that gave him the go-ahead score. And just out of his fingertips on that one. A diving attempt by Devin Hernandez just out of his reach. And it'll bring up 3rd and long here for the Flyers. Again, after the huge pass play. Completing to Earl Waite Jr. Now trying to get something going here on 3rd down. Raptors trying to make a stop here. Both these teams looking to get to 3-0 heading into the league-wide bye week. The first of two, I believe. I believe the second one will be the weekend of August 30th, as all Summers leagues will have their league-wide bye week for Labor Day weekend. Of course, this weekend we have Independence Day coming up. Third down from the 27. Brown throws, passes, caught. There's Hernandez again, and this time I believe she's driving up for a first down. Let's see where they mark it. Out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. That's actually going to be just short of the first down. Gain of 10 on that catch by Hernandez. So 4th and short, now decision time. Avi Schwarmer put the game away last week for the Flyers over the Mass Warriors with his field goal in the fourth quarter. What can he do here? Or, I was going to say, or are they going to go for it? No, they're not going to go for it. And there comes Avi Schwimmer. He's going to come out for a field goal attempt here to get the Flyers' first points of the game. And Avi Schwimmer kicking that long field goal last week. Well, it should have been 5 yards longer, but an offside against the Warriors gave him an easier chance. And they'll have a chance to give the Flyers the 3-0 lead here early on. So after that big pass play from Brown to Waite Jr., they're going to have to settle for 3. Let's see if they can connect. And the kick is good. The deep pass play from Jamal Brown to Earl Waite Jr. sets up a field goal for Avi Schwimmer. It's 3-0 Flyers, just like that. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. A little discussion here between Jamal Brown and Devin Hernandez, who almost connected on a touchdown pass on just the third play from scrimmage. Flyers set up for a field goal. It's 3-0 Windsor. We'll be right back after this. Officially a 34-yard field goal by Avi Schwimmer gives the Windsor Flyers a 3-0 lead over the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 16 miles outside of Hartford. This one taken by the Raptors, coming near the 40, and he will be wrapped up at about the 38-yard line. So you'll see the Rhode Island Raptors offense for the first time here today. And a beautiful sunny day here in Vernon, Connecticut, by the way. I want to thank Mother Nature for not bringing the lightning that we've seen in the forecast all week long. And it's been up and down all week long. Talking about that weather. Let's have lightning all day long. Let's have rain all day long. Let's have rain and then lightning, lightning then rain. It was an up and down weather forecast all week. But Mother Nature has come through for us, and we have clear skies here today in Vernon for this football game. And what a game it's going to be, folks. 2-0 against 2-0. One of these teams will go to 3-0. Haverhill Hitmen will look to stay at 3-0 themselves. They'll be at the Mass Warriors later today out in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. So now here come the Raptors. We'll see who's in at quarterback here. He'll come under center. And now he'll go back in the shotgun. We'll see who it is in a moment. We'll get you a name. Raptors starting at the 38. First down. Here comes Coucher in motion. They're going to roll out. It's number 12. Throw a short pass caught by Coucher. It looks to be Coucher. I believe number 19. Actually, that would be Zakai Marika Anton making that catch for number 19 with the catch there. Coming to motion. And if I'm correct, number 12 in quarterback is Tony Corball. Again, we'll get to let's see if that's official here in a moment, folks. That pass was officially caught there. It looks like number 19. And again, folks, that is Zeki Murica. We'll get you a name here to get that right. Anton. We'll call him Zeki Akon. Zeki Anton. Ball now at the 40. We'll gain up a couple there. Second down coming up here for the Raptors. Corbell in the shotgun once again. Anton in motion. Corbell hands off. Now he's going to take it himself, I think. Either way, the Windsor Flyers defense able to make the stop there. I couldn't see if it was a QB sneak or an inside handoff. Nonetheless, it's going to bring up third down here for the Raptors. Not getting much done here thus far. Windsor Flyers holding them just a few yards on the first pass play. They actually backed them up here. So either way, it was a loss of officially about 4 yards. To be third down and long here. Ball's back to 36-yard line. 3-0 Flyers on top of the Raptors here early on in the first sunny day here in Vernon. Third down and long here for the Raptors. Corball in the shotgun. Corball. Pressure. Steps up. He's going to take off. And he's going to be wrapped up. And a great job there by the Flyer defense. One of the linemen was able to grab his leg, but Corbell was able to get away. And a little extracurriculars looks like. It's going to bring up 4th down, and now the question comes to the Raptors side. Will they try and go for it here? Or are we going to see the first punt of the game here in a 3-0 contest? Again, it'll be 4th down. Ball's at about the 39-yard line. So it's a long 4th down, and the Raptors are going to punt. Sure, right there, we got a guy deep. That's number 14. That is Daquan Lewis back at the 27-yard line. Ready to return this punt. So Windsor's defense does their job, start this one off. Now the offense will come back out and try to extend on the 3-0 lead. And that punt gets away. And they do get it off, but it goes way to the side. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. And actually, it's going to stay in bounds, and it's going to roll right at the 41.5-yard line. But you do have a marker down now, down near where the punter was. Could this be a roughing the kicker? Let's see if it's either roughing or running into. One of them is a 5-yard penalty. One's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. 5-yard penalty doesn't automatically mean first down. Let's see. And it is a 15-yarder. It's against the Flyers. And wow, what a flag here to start this one off. Raptors staying alive after the running into the kicker penalties. 15 yards, an automatic first down. Drive stays alive. Just when you thought the Flyer defense made a stop. Special teams gives them a fresh set of downs. We saw that twice in the first half in their game against the Warriors. They gave up a fresh set of downs twice. Led to the only touchdown for the Warriors. Steve Maycock, the owner, who played quarterback last week, found tight end Max McCogan for a touchdown. That gave the Warriors a 7-6 lead, which they took into the second half. So that flag brings the ball all the way down to the Flyer 46-yard line. Carball again in the shotgun here. Carball. Pressure, throws over the middle, and it's dropped. That looked like Mason Hennessy was the intended receiver. He was wide open on the slant, and it just went right through his hands. So 2nd and 10 coming up. 3-0 Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors. If you're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube, I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. About 16 miles outside of Hartford. It'll be 2nd and 10 after the drop by Hennessy. Ball still at the Flyers 46. And Corbell's going to hand out the first run of the game for the Raptors, and he is tripped up. Got about half a yard, so it'll bring up a long 3rd down here for the Raptors once again. And once again, the Flyer defense is going to try and make a stop here. Third down and about 9. Looks like he actually got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be officially 3rd down and 10 here coming up for the Raptors. Trying to score the first touchdown of the game. Down 3-0 here in the first quarter. It's their 2nd 3rd down on this drive. The other one led to a punt, but a 15-yard penalty on roughing the kicker, running into the kicker. Gave them automatic first. So here we go. 3rd down and 10 from the 46. No yards after that 15-yard penalty. Corbell, pressure, steps up and gets away, and he's going to take off. Getting away, 1st down now, another flag. Raptors bench going crazy. We got a flag down. It looks like Nick Sell made the hit on that play. But there was a flag down to hold everything. Could it be another flag against the Flyers? Let's see. It's like number 91. Oh, no, it's against the Raptors here. So it's actually going to be a repeat 3rd down here, and that's a big penalty against the Raptors. Corbell got away from the pressure, away from a sack. Looks like he was able to pick up the 1st down, but again, another penalty here against the Raptors. Going to make it even longer 3rd down. And they're back, I believe, on their own side of the field. I don't see where the ball is spotted. Now we see the referee with the football, and he's going to place it at the 40-yard line, so way back in their own territory. They had gotten to, on the 15-yard penalty, they had gotten to the Flyers' 46-yard line, had gained a yard. Now this penalty against them brings up 3rd down and 25. Make that 3rd down and 21. The ball's at the 45-yard line. So 3rd down and 21, and we have another whistle here. And officials get together to discuss what's going on here. Ball is officially again at the 45-yard line. So make it 3rd down at about 21. This has been about a 10-yard penalty going against the Raptors. Looks like the confusion has been settled, and we're ready to go. 3rd down and 20 here from the 45. Corball in the shotgun again. Corball chucking it down the sideline. That pass is incomplete. Number 0, looks like, again, we have number 0 on our roster, but he was close to an interception there. The ball just a little low. So now it'll be another 4th down. Let's see what the Raptors go for here. It looks like they're going to punt. The Flyers, once again, making a stop. Okay, the question is, can they keep the away from the punter this time? Or will they give up another 15-yard penalty, another 1st down? Again, number 14, Daquan Lawrence, back inside his 25-yard line, will return this punt for the Flyers. Maintaining a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. So even after a 15-yard penalty gives the Raptors a 1st down, a penalty backs them all the way up, back in their own territory. And they're going to punt here once again. Low snap. And that one is blocked. That punt is blocked. And it's falling out at the 49-yard line. The Windsor Flyers special teams making a big stop this time, and now they'll have excellent field position to start their next drive of 3-0 here in the first. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Flyers will start with their second possession at the Raptors' 48-yard line, up 3-0 here in the first. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 16 miles outside of Hartford. And Jermel Brown in the shotgun. Here comes Devin Hernandez in motion on 1st down, and he'll fake it to Hernandez. Pass is caught. Flag is down. Pass is caught by Dexter Berry about the 39-yard line, but let's check the marker, and it's going to be against the Raptors. That's a gain of 9 on the catch there by Dexter Berry, but it looks like it's going to be an offside here against the Raptors. Let's see if they decline this penalty. They get 9. They get 9 of it. So it'll be 2nd down and 1, or it could be 1st and 5. They got to take the 5 yards instead of the 9-yard gain by Berry. Flyers starting inside Raptor territory on this second drive. First one, a deep pass from Brown to Hernandez. And almost a touchdown from Brown Hernandez, but a 34-yard field goal by Avi Schwarmer makes it 3-0 Flyers here at the first. 2nd down, 1st and 5. Handoff here to Jakarian Brown, and he cuts right up the middle, breaking off tackles inside the 35. Gets to about the 34-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down for the Flyers. Again, Jakarian Brown did not have a rushing touchdown last week against the Mass Warriors. He had 2 weeks ago against the Middlesex County Longhorns. So he still had 2 touchdowns here on the season. Ball officially at the 34-yard line. So again, that is a 1st down on a 1st and 5 carry by Jakarian Brown. Receiver set here for the Flyers on 1st down. And they'll hand off here again to Brown, but this time the Raptors are there in the backfield to stuff him. Back at about the 36, so a loss of 2 on that carry there by Brown. And officially ball at the 35-yard line, so only a loss of about 1 on the carry there. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Flyers. And there's Wade coming back into the game. He had the big catch on that first drive, the second play from scrimmage. That set up the field goal by Schwimmer. And coming out is number 12. That is Tyler Sylvia. So 2nd and now 9 here for the Flyers from the 35-yard line. Already up 3-0 here in the first, trying to extend on that lead. Again, both teams looking to get to 3-0 on the season, heading into the league-wide bye week. for the 4th of July. Brown steps up, throwing it up top, has a man in, he overthrew Waite. Earl Waite was wide open, was on his way to a touchdown, but Brown just overthrew him by just a bit. It'll be 3rd down and 9 here for the Flyers. And that's the second missed opportunity here for the Flyers to put some touchdowns on the board. First one to Devin Hernandez, a diving catch in the end zone, but Hernandez could not hold on. This one just floats over the head of Earl Waite. 3rd down and 9 coming up from the 35-yard line. 3-0 Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School, Vernon, Connecticut. You know, I thought I'd get it right after last week. Big R in the middle of the field. 3rd down and 9. And it's going to be a false start. Big up 3rd down and 14. Flyers backing themselves up. 3rd and 14 coming up. All the way back at the 40. We talked about it during the first broadcast, folks. The Windsor Flyers are the 2023 Coastal Conference champions in the ECFL in 2023. Rhode Island Raptors also come from the ECFL. They spent the last 2 seasons there. They were actually in the New England Football League during the 2022 season. They played the Maritime Conference or the Single A Conference that year. Playing their games at East Providence High School at East Providence, Rhode Island. Now they call Cumberland, Rhode Island home at Tucker Field. 3rd and 14. Brown chucking it down the field. He throws, and the pass is caught. What a catch. And he is going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown. What a catch there. And there he is again. It's Keenan Collins. And the Flyers have extended their lead. It is now 9-0 Windsor. And that is Collins' 2nd touchdown of the season. He had one 2 weeks ago against the Middlesex County Longhorns. And what a catch there. Again, Brown was hit as he threw it. The defender looked like he was going for the interception, and Collins jumped up for that ball. Height against height, and Collins wins that battle. Nobody else in front of him, he walks into the end zone, and it's 9-0. And now Avi Schwimmer trying to make it a 10-0 game. By the way, that's Keenan Collins' 2nd touchdown on 3rd down as well. He had a 3rd down touchdown week 1 against the Longhorns. Schwimmer's extra point is up, and it is good. Another 3rd down touchdown for Keenan Collins, and it's 10-0 Flyers over the Rhode Island Raptors. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. And folks, it looks like that's the end of the first quarter. 10-0 Flyers after 1. We'll be right back right here on YouTube. Start of the second quarter, everybody. Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 10-0. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err, and a high kick here by Schwimmer. Taking it at the 35-yard line. Number 17 will get your name in a moment, and he is wrapped up at the 40. And that return there by another familiar name here, folks. Chris Cardellino. Played with the Rhode Island Riptide each of the last 2 seasons. Catching a 2-point conversion in the 2023 Maritime Conference Championship game in which they defeated the New England Bombers. Played backup quarterback last year. Actually started a game last year. The game was the game they played in the Masked Warriors. Cardellino started that game. His quarterback Lou Gonzalez was injured. Riptide, also they came very close to overcoming a 21-3 deficit over against the Warriors. That was 2024 week number 7. Came right down to the goal line, but at the end of the game, Masked Warriors able to make a goal line stand as time expired. First down here at the 40. Corbel, pressure, throws, and the pass is intercepted. And the Windsor defense making another big play here. And for the 2nd time this season, Christopher Teep has an interception. Flyers offense coming back out with a 10-0 lead when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Christopher Petit's 2nd interception of the season. He had one week 1 against the Middlesex County Longhorns. So that's his 2nd, again, here this season. And not to start the Raptors probably wanted here to start this one off again. Battle the undefeated, 2-0 against 2-0. both of the North Atlantic Division Conference. 10-0 Flyers with the ball again, and handoff here, number 24. That is Brian Lowe, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. So while the Raptors offense hasn't got much done here, including having a punt blocked and now the interception there by Christopher Petit, their defense has made a couple of big plays, wrapping running backs up in the backfield, and there they wrap up Lowe in the backfield. We get Christopher Petit, his second pick of the year. And it's 10-0 Flyers. They're looking to blow this one open here. So we start the second quarter, folks. Of course, a lot of football left to be played, but strong start here for the Windsor Flyers in this game of the week here in the New England Football League. Week number 3. Second down here after the loss by Lowe. And I'll hand off here. It looks like Selig is in a running back, jumping over guys, trying to break off defenders, and he gets down to about the 45-yard line. Nick Selig, who had a fumble recovery touchdown week 1 against the Longhorns, taking a handoff there on offense. Of course, he did that during his time with both the Worcester Wildcats, who folded this season after 20 years, and the New England Bulldogs, who played in the ECFL spring season. Bulldogs lost in the semifinals to the eventual champion, Connecticut Falcons, who went on to finish their first season in the ECFL undefeated. 16-12 victory over the two-time defending champion, East Coast Cardinals. By the way, folks, talk about three-peat opportunities. Obviously, the Eagles ended the chances of a Chiefs three-peat in Super Bowl 59. I just talked about the Cardinals. We'll get to more in a moment on the Cardinals. And somebody else. Brown to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Dexter Berry. Third down coming up here for the Flyers again. So we talk about the Chiefs. Missed their chance on a three-peat. The Omaha Beef in the National Arena League missed their chance on a three-peat. They fell in the National Arena League Championship game to the Beaumont Renegades. The East Coast Cardinals missed their chance at a three-peat, falling to the Falcons in the ECFL Spring Championship game. And just this last weekend, last Sunday, everybody, the Trenton BIC ended the chances of any three-peat here in 2025 as they defeated the two-time defending champion, Las Vegas Insomniacs, 53-39 in the 2025 A7FL Championship game. Insomniacs have won the last 2 championship games, looking for a three-peat. And so, 4 teams had a chance at three-peats here in 2025. They go 0 for 4. And speaking of 4, it is actually 4th down, folks. And the Flyers, after the interception, will punt. And that one almost blocked. A late punt there by the punter. I guess that was Schwimmer. And it will take a bounce, and the Raptors will return it. Number 2 will be dropped at the 20. So a big win there for the Raptor defense, able to make a stop. And their offense come back out, down 10-0 here in the second. When we come back, you're watching the New England Football League. We're here on YouTube. The return there was by Brian Torres, who won the Special Teams Player of the Week in the AA Conference last week. So congratulations to Brian Torres. Not much return there. Now you see him there. He's the lone receiver. Now he's being lined up one-on-one. One of the corners here on first down, ball at the 20-yard line. 10-0 Flyers over the Raptors. And Corbel is going to run it himself, trying to find a hole, and he'll run right into that hole. And he will get a first down inside the 30 to about the 34. Gain of 14 on the run there by Corbel. And I'm saying Corbel, folks, because the last name is spelled C-O-R-B-A-L. There's no second L, so I won't call him Corball. Just so people don't get confused with me trying to say cornball. I'll enjoy the occasional cornball, folks. It's not his last name. I would say Corbel. And we'll see if we get it right later on. We got a 14 to run there by Corbel. First down Raptors, and that's the first big play for them here on offense here today. We're here in the second quarter. It's 10-0 Flyers. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. We're here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, and I almost did it again. First down at the 34-yard line for the Rhode Island Raptors. Corbel hands off here on first down, breaking off a tackle, and he is knocked down there. Number 31, that's Ozzie Hill, who has a couple touchdowns during the run game. Couldn't see who took the carry there on first down for the Raptors, however, but he got maybe 1 or 2 on that carry. Let's see what the place the ball. If he got anything. Yeah, he actually didn't get anything. So actually, ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up here for the Raptors. So no more chances at a three-peat. We talked about it right before the last break, folks. 4 teams had a chance to be three-peat champions here in 2025. They went 0 for 4 in the first half of the year. Now, I believe there's any team that can go for a three-peat. in the NFL or in the baseball. Of course, the Florida Panthers have a chance, but that's not until 2026. After they defeated the Edmonton Oilers for the second consecutive time in the Stanley Cup. And we have a flag. And it's a delay game against the Raptors, so bagging themselves up after that run by Corbel. That'll be second down and 15. Ball will go back to the 30. Or about the actually 29 line, excuse me. You're nothing Flyers on top of the road on Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Erb. We're here at Vernon. Did it again, folks. Rockville High School, Vernon, Connecticut. So now it's second down and 15 after the delay game. Corbel pitches out here. Looks like number 4 on the carry. Another flag is down. Number 4 is wrapped up. Another flag. Now let's see if this one's... Looks like it's going to be a hold here against the Raptors, and it is. There's a hold. Oh, excuse me. That's going to hold against the Flyers. And then we saw the referee at the end actually give a signal that there was a hold against both teams. So it actually was, like I said just initially, it is a hold against the Raptors, but the Flyers declined the penalty. And it'll bring up third down here. Ball's back at the 29, so it'll be third down and 15 here for the Raptors. And they had that 14-yard run there by Corbel to start the drive, and they've gone backwards since. Now let's face another third down here, trying to cut these deficit. And they trail 10-0 here in the second quarter. Third and 15, ball back at the 29. And the Flyers call the first time out of the game. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League. We're here on YouTube. So out of the timeout, it'll be third down and 15 for the Raptors. Down 10-0. Ball is at the 29-yard line. Corbel. Pressure. And he is wrapped up and going down into the arms of Shane Davis Jr. Another big play by this Flyer defense. It's going to bring up fourth down and very long. And the Raptors will punt again here, down 10-0 here in the second. So again, a strong start here by the Flyers in general. Of course, the offense has had chances to score touchdowns, so haven't been able to. But their defense is going to do a great job, and the Flyers do have a 10-0 lead. And now back deep, standing at the 45-yard line, is Keenan Collins. Scored the first touchdown of the game here for the Flyers, and also DeQuan Lawrence standing inside Raptor territory. Let's go back to where the punt's going to be happening. And a better kick here. Lawrence is going to let this one roll, and he's going to take it at about the 41-yard line. Coming down the sideline, trying to stay in bounds, and he will step out, but not before he gets into Raptor territory near the 40. 10-0 Flyers are off to come back out, looking to extend this lead here in the second when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League. We're here on YouTube. Flyers with the ball and a 10-0 lead. They start with their third possession here at the Raptor 43-yard line. Looking to extend on their 10-0 lead here in the second. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. We're here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Erb. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. And I can hand off here to Jakiri Brown on first down, and Brown gets to about the 41-yard line. Gain about 2 or 3 on that carry. So again, they're not to start the Raptors were thinking they were going to have. Of course, the Flyers will take it. Of course, it's with the start with that they're having. Leading 10-0. Couple penalties. They did have the one penalty go against them. The running into the kicker, which led to an automatic first down. But for the Raptors, that doesn't lead to anything. Ball fish at the 41-yard line, so it was about a gain of 2 on the carry there by Brown. Now 2 running backs in the backfield here on 2nd and 8. Brown hands off. Here's Brown again. Brown gets inside the 40, down to about the 38, so bring up third down and 6 here. We'll see what the Flyers have up their sleeve here, trying to convert this third down. This is the third down, by the way, for them this game. I believe it's the most they've had in their first 3 games so far this season. I think they had much third downs in their first 2 games. Let's see where they place the football. Ball officially at the 40-yard line. So it'll be about 3rd down at 7 here. 10-0 Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors. It's a battle of 2 undefeated teams here in the North Atlantic Division. Both of these teams are still chasing the Haverhill Hitmen, who will play the Mass Warriors later on today at Akias Field in Vicksburg. First home game of the year for the Mass Warriors. 3rd down and 7 for the Flyers at the 40. High snap, Brown. Pressure rolling out. And Brown's going to take off, and he will get to the 36. So on 3rd down and 7, he only got 4. It's going to bring up 4th down, and now we'll see if the Flyers go for it here. Trying to extend on their lead. They're already up 10-0. Or if they're going to punt for the 2nd time. It looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down. It's going to be their first 4th down attempt of the game. Ball officially at the 37, so it'll be 4th down and 4. Only gained a 3 on the run there by Brown. So we have a big stop here for the Raptors. They can make it 4th and 4. Raptors trying to make a stop. Flyers trying to extend on their 10-0 lead. 4th down and 4. Brown steps up over the middle, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Barry. And that is a big stop once again by the Raptor defense. Flyers think there might be a penalty. I heard somebody say free play. But there was no offside. So Raptor defense makes another stop. Offense comes back out when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Now we'll see if the Raptors offense can take advantage of what their defense gave them, a 4th down stop against the Flyer offense. Still 10-0 Flyers here in the 2nd. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Irwin. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 16 miles outside of Hartford. And Corbel head off here on 1st down. Number 21 taking the carry there, and he won't get much. Gets about the 37-yard line. Number 21 on the carry there is Ant Molka. It's been all Flyers here to start this one off. Raptors defense just made their first big stop. Let's see if they're also going to take advantage. A block punt by the Flyers special team. An interception by Chris Poteet, his 2nd of the year. And a touchdown pass from Jermel Brown to Keenan Collins. The 2nd time those two hooked up this season. Plus a 34-yard field goal by Avi Schwarm, make it 10-0 Flyers. That's where we stand right now. Once again, it is Molka in the backfield here on 2nd down. Corbel rolling out. Throws to the sideline. Has him wide open. The pass is caught. Trying to get away and a little too slow there. He had a chance to break it open on the left side. And they're going to say 1st down for the Raptors. Pass caught there by number 3. That is Gio Centelsis. I hope I said that right. Centelsis. That's the 1st down for the Raptors. Their 2nd of the game. Officially their 1st, because the 1st one was waved away by penalty. So the first down of the day for the Raptors gets the ball at the 47-yard line. Corbel steps up, going to take off and gets away from one. He does not get away from another. Into the arms of Matthew Hall. And I believe that will go down as a QB run, not a sack there for the Flyers, but either way, they brought the pressure there again, and they get to the quarterback. Let's see where they place the ball. Tackle made there by Matthew Hall, his 1st of the game. Ball is now at the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on that carry there by Corbel. 10-0 Windsor on top of the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Irwin. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. Beautiful day for some football. Final game for both these two teams before the first league-wide bye week of the season. Handoff here on 2nd down. And they'll get into Flyer territory. I didn't see who took the carry there on 2nd down. And it's going to be third down here for the Raptors. Most promising drive of the game for Rhode Island thus far. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the 2-minute warning here in the first half. We'll be right back right here on YouTube. 2-minute warning here in Vernon, Connecticut. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 10-0. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. Be third down here. Ball is at the Flyer 49-yard line. Corbel. Pressure, steps up, and he's going to take off again. Now throws it up top as a man wide open. The pass is dropped. Austin Hawks was wide open, and the ball goes right out of his hands. And a missed opportunity there for the Raptors, and their promising drive might have just come to an end right there. So it brings up fourth down. And I'm not even sure if Corbel was ahead. And there's the flag, baby, ladies and gentlemen. I was just about to say I wasn't sure if Corbel was beyond the line of scrimmage. And that is going to be indeed a illegal forward pass against the Raptors. So a loss of downs. It was an illegal forward pass going against the Raptors. So now it'll be fourth down, ball back at their own side of the field. So let's see if they can keep their most promising drive alive here on fourth down, or if the Windsor Flyers defense can make another stop. And we are inside 2 minutes here in the first half. And Coach Force, folks, as always, stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll break down that first half. But all Flyers here so far. They have 2 timeouts. Raptors have all 3. Fourth down here. Big play for the Raptor offense trying to keep themselves in this one here in the first half. Corbel steps up, throws as he's hit, and the pass is incomplete. And that one was intended for Thomas Coucher. And again, it's another stop for the Flyer defense. Offense coming back out trying to score before the end of the half when we come back right here on YouTube. Flyers defense making another stop there. A promising drive by the Raptors comes to an end on a failed fourth down. Flyers have the ball at the Raptor 47. Brown, plenty of time, throws, and the pass is caught. Second catch by Dexter Berry. Down to about the 36, gain of 14. Gain of 13 is the first down nonetheless. Clock continuing to roll here. Again, the Flyers have 2 timeouts. They're not going to use them. They're going to actually huddle up here. And you see, well, we just missed it, folks, but the referee had his arm running in a circular motion, which means run that clock. Of course, we don't actually have a running clock here in Rockville High School. Referees are controlling the clock. We do know we're inside 2 minutes here, the first half. Brown throws, and the pass is caught. There's Lawrence, his first catch. And Daquan Lawrence gets down to about the 30. And now the Flyers will take that second timeout here with under 2 minutes left in the half. 39 seconds left. 10-0 Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors. They have the ball second down. Ball is officially at the 29-yard line. Trying to extend their lead before halftime. Brown steps up. And going he goes. Almost lost the football there. Was able to hold on to it as he was hit. And there's that another big play there by the Raptor defense. Brought down, looks like number 91. Bring him back to number 81. That is Stephen Backhand. And the Flyers call their third and final timeout here in the half. Under 30 seconds left. 22 seconds left. Flyers out of timeouts. Clock will run on the snap. Third down here after the sack by Stephen Blanchard. Brown pumps, throws to the sideline, has him made wide open, and he overthrew him. That was Barry again. And it'll bring up fourth down. Let's see if the Flyers just kick a field goal here in the half. This will be a big win here for the Raptor defense if they're able to hold the Flyers to a field goal. But it actually looks like the Flyers are going to go for it here on fourth down. 0 for 1 thus far today on fourth down conversions, and they are indeed going to go for it. So again, this will be a big stop here for the Raptor defense. Trying not to go down 17 points heading into halftime. This is it, folks. The last play of the half here. Fourth down. Flyers trying to extend their lead here before the end of the half. Raptors trying to make a big stop. Trying to keep a 10-0 game. And they're not. Oh, they're going to blow the whistle. It's going to be an offside. Oh, no, they're actually going to call a false start. So the right call there by the official. And there you go. A false start against the Flyers. Again, I was going to question why are they blowing the play dead if it was an offside. Should let it be a free play, but it's a false start against the Flyers. So that'll back them up, and once again, they'll go for it here on 4th down. They're not going to try a field goal here by Avi Schwimmer. Ball's back at the 35-yard line. Flyers trying to make it a 17-0 game at halftime. Raptors trying to keep it a 10-point game. Here we go once again, folks. 4th down up to the false start penalty. Ball at the 35-yard line. Waiting for everybody to get set here. And here we go, 4th down. Brown steps up over the middle, and the pass is caught by Barry. 1st down for the Flyers. They got to keep moving. Only a few seconds left. They got to spike the ball. Now there's a chance here trying to get the ball to Schwimmer, and they spike it here. But time has run out here in the half. They do not get the spike down before time runs out. And so it remains a 10-0 game. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors at halftime. We'll be right back for our halftime show. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. We welcome you back inside our broadcast with everybody. I'm Stephen Err. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 10-0 at halftime. It was mostly Flyers in that first half. Special teams blocking a punt. Christopher Petit getting his 2nd interception of the season on defense. And Jamal Brown finding Keenan Collins for the 2nd time this season on a 3rd down pass for the offensive touchdown. However, the Raptors do have a couple of big plays, especially forcing a 4th down conversion that led to the ball being turned over on downs by the Flyer offense. But still, their offense hasn't got much done here in the first half. We'll see what they do in the second half, down 10-0 here at halftime. That second half coming up right now. Start of the second half, everybody. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 10-0. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, and the kickoff goes out of bounds, right at the end zone, I should say. So we'll see where they start with the ball. They've got the 20, 25, or 30-yard line. Raptors had their most promising drive of the first half. On their last drive of the first half, weren't able to get anything going. Wound up giving the ball back over to the Flyers. And the Flyers had a chance to do something with it to extend their lead before halftime. But after the 4th down conversion on a pass to Dexter Berry, time ran out on them. Try to get the spike off to potentially get into the position for Avi Schwimmer to kick a field goal, but unfortunately, once again, time ran out on him. So it remains a 10-0 game here. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. Battle of 2 of the top 3 teams in the North Atlantic Division. Both of them at 2-0 on the year. And we'll start with the ball officially at the 25-yard line. And Corball is going to... Looks like he took it himself, and he's wrapped up. And that is Czech Kubetin coming away with that tackle. So Raptors starting off the second half, where they left off in the first half, going backwards. On the carry there by Corball, he went all the way back, and they put him way back at about the 18-yard line. This will be a loss of 7, so 2nd and 17. And Flyers connecting on all 3 phases in that first half. They had a block punt on special teams, the interception by Christopher Petit on defense, and the 3rd down touchdown pass from Jamal Brown to Keenan Collins on offense. 2nd and 17. Corball, pressure up the middle. Here comes Kubetin, gets away over the middle, and he's knocked down. And 2 flags, that's going to be unnecessary roughness against the Flyers. Pass intended for Coucher. Number 0, again, who we don't have a name for. Must be one of the newcomers here. Knocking Coucher right in his back. That's going to lead to a 15-yard penalty against the Flyers. That's an automatic first. And that's the second 15-yard penalty here by the Flyers today. Of course, first one was on a punt. They gave up a running into the kicker penalty. There was actually 2 penalties. Neither of them was unnecessary roughness. It was as interference, I guess, against number 0. Then you had a roughing the passer, which I believe might have been against Kubetin. You saw Kubetin come right up the middle on that play. Chased Corbel down. So 2 penalties against the Flyers. And either way, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic first for the Raptors. And that's the second one given up by the Flyers here today. Ball's at the 33-yard line. First down, Raptors. Coble in the shotgun. Coble rolling out. And stepping up, he's going to take off. And he gets down to about the 38-9-yard line. Gain of a couple there. And now Coble is down, punching the ground. He is in pain. We'll be right back. Coble able to go up on his own power, walk off the field on his own power. That's always a good sign. See if he come back in for the next play right after this. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Chris Cardellino, the former Rhode Island Riptide quarterback, who started just 1 game in 2024, in a quarterback here in place of Coble. It'll be second down here. Ball is at the 38. Cardellino hands off here on second down. And number 4 taking a carry there, busts off the outside. And that was June Vinny on the carry there. Gonna bring up third down. I'm gonna say third down and 10 here for the Raptors. Try to get something going here. Only down 10-0 here in the third quarter. So plenty of football to be played. Their offense has gotten much done here today, and already their starting quarterback is now out of the game at this moment. And it back up again is Chris Cardellino. Played backup for the Rhode Island Riptide each of the last 2 years. Third and 10. Ball at the 40. Cardellino. Pressure hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. Again, another low pass there. That's the defender. Tried to go for it. Now it's Poteet again. Well, we almost had a second pick of the game. Could not get to that one or bring up fourth down again. We'll see what the Raptors decide to do here. Both teams are 0 for 1 thus far on fourth down conversions. And the Raptors are going to punt it away. Let's get back to is Daquan Lawrence. He's standing at his own 31-yard line. Now you see Keenan Collins will also go out there trying to return this punt, as well as Ozzie Hill. So a few return guys here. And now Hill will come up top. So still a couple of guys here to return the ball for the Flyers. Bolton standing near the 30. And another nice kick here. And it looks like Lawrence is going to let this one bounce. And it will take a little roll to the 27. So Flyers offense coming out for the first time here in the second half of the 10-0 lead when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Flyers starting the ball for the first time in the second half at the 27-yard line with a 10-0 lead. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 21 minutes outside Hartford. And Brown's going to hand off here. 2 running backs in the backfield. Here is Jacurian Brown. He goes down at the 30. So only a gain of 3 there on that one. Second down coming up. By the way, we've been here an entire half already, folks. We forgot to be one of the first to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Of course, next week we got the league-wide bye week, so no games next week, as America celebrates its 249th birthday. July 4th, 1776. The British surrendered to George Washington and his army. The first state to officially be declared a U.S. state, the state of Delaware. Brown throws, short pass is caught And immediately brought down about to 31, so only gained 1 on that one. Now, I'm not too sure, folks. I should have wrote this down knowing we're going into the July 4th weekend. I'm not sure if the Connecticut is one of the original 13 colonies. I can tell you that the state I grew up in, New Jersey, is number 2 or 3. I believe Maryland might have been number 2. I do know for a fact Delaware was the first state in the Union. And I can tell you that Hawaii was the last state in the Union back in 1959. 49 was Alaska, 48 was Arizona. And I'll stop there because I won't go as far as I think I can. Third down here for the Flyers. First possession here in the second half. Brown throws, passes, caught. There's Collins, his second catch, and he is brought down almost immediately at the 34-yard line. And again, it's Torres. And we got fourth down. Another big stop here as for that Raptor defense. So again, while their offense has got nothing, much about nothing, done here in this game thus far, their defense has done pretty good as far as making stops goes. And we're going to see another punt here for the Flyers, the second one of the game. And once again, it's going to be Torres, who just made that tackle on third down. Returning the punt, he's going to back up near his 40-yard line. Second punt of the day here for Avi Schwimmer. So again, another big stop here for the Raptor defense. Second punt of the day for the Flyers. Line drive kick here by Schwimmer. It's going to be taken by Torres at about the 32-yard line. Cutting back inside. Getting in the midfield. And there goes Torres down the sideline. Out of bounds. About the 42-yard line. So the Raptors will have their best starting field position. Down 10-0. When we come back, you're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Raptors with their best starting field position today. They'll start near the Windsor Flyer 40-yard line. Down 10-0 here in the third. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Erb. We are here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. Sun shining here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Again, we'll be one of the first to wish everybody a happy 4th of July as America celebrates its 249th birthday this coming Friday. Corwell back in the game here for the Raptors. And he's going to throw on first down. Throws a screen. Pass caught. And not much doing there. Wrapped up in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of a couple there. Pass caught by, again, it's Ant Mocha. We're second along here, and the Raptors continue to go backwards here in this game. They had, again, that promising drive at the end of the half. Not able to get anything going. They had to get the ball up on downs. And that was their most promising drive. Now they're starting with their best starting field position here of the game. And they're going back to the 45, so a loss of about 3 yards on that one. Second and 13 coming up. 10-0 Flyers on top of the Rolling On Raptors. Battle of two undefeated teams here in week number 3. I believe there's only 4 teams left in the New England Football League who are still undefeated, including the Haverhill Hitmen and the New England Bombers, who are being called the best team in all of the league. All up to 2-0 starts. Corwell fakes, rolling out, gets away from the sack, throws, and that pass is incomplete. It was caught by somebody on the Raptors sideline, but nobody in play. So bring up third down and 13 now for the Raptors. Again, you got the 3 teams in the North Atlantic Conference. The Hitmen and these 2 teams right here, the Flyers and the Raptors, all 2-0 to start the season. Hitmen outscoring their opponents 70-0. Including a 35-0 victory shutout last week against the New England Black Panthers. Flyers right behind them, outscoring opponents 51-7. And Raptors right behind them, outscoring opponents 44-19 in their first 2 games. And of course, talk about already the New England Bombers lead the Colonial Conference, the AAA Conference. They're 2-0 as well. Coming off an exciting 39-37 victory over the the Carolina Cobras last weekend. The Flyers call a timeout. We'll be right back right here on YouTube. Third down here for the Raptors out of the timeout, down 10-0 here in the third quarter. Caldwell in the shotgun. Coble pressure, throwing it up top, and the pass is caught. What a catch! And that is Ty Hazard coming away with that one off the deflection. Looks like it was broken up by Malik Campbell at the last second. Hazard able to wrap that one up like a Christmas present at the 30-yard line. What a play there on third down. Drive stays alive for the Raptors. Okay, good coverage there by Malik Campbell. Well, Ty Hazard wins that battle. It's first down. Raptors at the Flyers' 30-yard line. Coble steps up over the middle, and that pass is caught. And that again, that is, I hope I'm saying this last name right, Santos. Second catch by Gio Santos. Going to be second down here. Ball is officially at the 23-yard line, so a gain of 7. Second down at 3 coming up here for the Raptors. 7-0 Flyers on top of the Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, about 16 miles outside of Hartford. Be second down at 3. Raptors trying to get on the board here today in Vernon. And Corbel hands off here on second down. And he'll have first down and more inside the 15, out about the 13-yard line. And that fires up the Raptors bench again. And another promising drive here for Rhode Island. And that what looks like it was Moke on the carry there. Ball officially at about the 14-yard line. Nonetheless, it's another first down for the Raptors. And trying to cut into this depth that they have themselves here in the third. First down at the 14-yard line. And Corbel is going to take it himself here on first down, and he will get near the 10-yard line. Not there. He gets to about the 12-yard line. So we'll only get a gain of 2 on that carry there by Corbel. And again, this is the most promising drive now for the Raptors in this game, trying to cut into this deficit, find themselves down 10-0 here in the third quarter. Which we don't have a running clock here up here at Rockville High School. The refs are controlling the clock, and they'll let us know when the quarter comes to an end. Almost certain we are at the latter half of this third quarter, however. Second down here, ball about the 13. To the end zone, and almost a chance at interception there by Campbell, as he was the only one in the vicinity. But he let that one get away from him. That was a missed opportunity for the Flyer defense. And a lucky break for the Raptor offense, almost throwing an interception right at the goal line. And the only guy in the vicinity was Malik Campbell. Almost broke up that pass, by the way, on the third down earlier on the drive. Going to be third down long here for the Raptors. Again, trying to cut to the deficit here. Only down 10 here in the third, so plenty of football left to be played. A touchdown on this drive would be huge here. Facing third down. Corbel. Pressure, roll it out. And he is wrapped up at the 15. Play made there by Josh Worthington. That'll bring up fourth down. And decision time here again for the Raptor coaching staff. Are they going to go for her off fourth down? Or are they going to kick a field goal, make it a 7-point game? And they are, looks like they're going to kick the field goal here. Put points on the board here in the third. We see Mocha out there. And ladies and gentlemen, we're heading to the fourth quarter. 10-0 Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors. Get ready for an action-packed fourth quarter. When we come back, you're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. And the American flag blown beautifully here at Rockville High School the week before the 4th of July weekend. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Start of the fourth and final quarter, everybody. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 10-0. Fourth down here for the Raptors. Throws over the middle, pass is caught, and immediately brought down inside the 15. And the way the audience is reacting here, looks like there's another turnover on downs. Raptors come as close as they can here in this game, and still the Flyers defense makes a stop. Offense comes back out with a 10-0 lead as we start this fourth quarter. When we come back, you're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Taking a look at all the standings here in the New England Football League. The Maritime Conference has the Riptide, who were off last week, off to a 1-0 start. Black Panthers, Badgers at 1-1. Silverbacks are 0-1. Also had a bye week, and the Ravens are 0-2. And as I mentioned, the North Atlantic Conference have the Hitmen, Flyers, and Raptors all 2-0. The Warriors and Longhorns at 0-2. And in the Colonial Conference, the Bombers are the only undefeated team at 2-0. The Cobras, Green Jackets, Bandits all 1-1. And the Granite State Destroyers are all at 0-2. Flyers defense making another stop there on fourth down, and the Raptors come away empty again. First down here, and Brown's going to take it himself. Cutting the outside, has a big hole, needs a block, has the block, and he's pushed down near the 30. And a big run there for QB1 here for the Windsor Flyers. Throwing his fourth touchdown pass of the season here earlier on. On a third down, he found Keenan Collins. Collins jumped up, made a catch over a defender, beat the defender, and walked into the end zone. So far, that's the only touchdown of this game by either side here. The only other score here is a 34-yard field goal to get us started as Avi Schwimmer was able to knock it through the uprights to get Flyers on the board first at 3-0. There's Collins, bottom of your screen here. It's going to be first down after the run by Brown. Ball's at the 30. Brown throws to the sideline. Pass is caught. And going down the sideline near the 40-yard line. Good to see who made that catch. But he gets about the 39, gain of 9 on that one. So while we are off next week, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th of July weekend, again, we're one of the first to wish everybody a happy 4th of July weekend. Hope you enjoy yourselves. We will be back Saturday, July 12th. And no, we will not be here again at Rockville High School. We will be at Cumberland, Rhode Island, Tucker Field, as these Rhode Island Raptors meet the Rhode Island Riptide. It'll be Battle Rhode Island from Tucker High School in Cumberland, Rhode Island, coming to you on July 12th. Second to last game I'll be calling for the New England Football League here in the 2025 season before I head back to New Jersey. It's called the League of Elite Alliance season, which starts with a triple header from Patterson, New Jersey on July 26th. Second down. Brown hands off here to Brown. Jakarian Brown at the middle. Wow, man, he needs to block, and he goes down inside the 40, but a flag. Big run there by Jakarian Brown, but I do believe this one's going to be coming back, and it is. It's going to be a hold against the Flyers. So take away that big run by Jakarian Brown getting into Raptor territory. A hold against the Flyers. Now also it bites away a big play for Jakarian Brown to come out. As you see, Jamal Brown coming in now. And there's the call in there. We had a whistle blow, but nobody's signaling timeout from any other side. So Flyers are looking like they're getting ready for this next snap here. Now everybody's ready. So let's get back to the action here. Fourth quarter. Windsor Flyers have a 10-0 lead over the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut. Final game for both of these teams before the league-wide bye week. First of two during the 2025 season. And it's first down. After the penalty, Brown steps up over the middle. Keenan Collins tipped, and it's intercepted. Big play here for the Raptor defense And he is pushed out of bounds inside the 40. Pass is picked by Kyle McKellick. And that's a huge play for the Raptor defense. See if they can get themselves back in this game. We'll find out when we come back right here on YouTube. So a huge play there. An interception by Kyle McKellick gets the ball back to the Raptors on offense. Down 10-0 here in the fourth, and they'll start at the Flyers' 34-yard line. Low snap, and he's going to take it himself here on first down. And he is brought down at about the 30, so a gain of 4 on that carry there. And again, the big play there by Carl McKellick, making the interception off the tip pass by Keenan Collins. And that was a huge play for the Raptors trying to keep themselves in this game. Again, down 10-0 here, fourth quarter. Ball. And you might hear right there, Raptors coaching staff to yell at his teammate. Yelling at his team, I should say. We got you the ball back. Now get blocking and score a touchdown. And that would be seen to be the idea here, folks. Raptors trying to cut into this 10-0 deficit here in the fourth. Second down and 6 here, ball to 30. Corbel steps up. Pressure coming, and he doesn't see it. Gets away. Throws, passes tipped, and it's caught. Down to the 10-yard line, and that's another big play for the Raptors. And a flag. You see the umpire signaling. That's another illegal forward pass here by the Raptors. So just when you think momentum going their way, it's another penalty against the offense. That's a killer penalty against the Raptors here. After the interception, it gives them the ball back. That pass caught by Thomas Coucher would have gotten him to the 10-yard line, but instead, an illegal forward pass backing him up. See if they can bounce back from that. Marker reads third down here for the Raptors. Was another big play for this offense, trying to get something done here. Yeah, we have an official's timeout, so we'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Back to the action here in Vernon, Connecticut. It'll be second down now. Marker now reads second down. Got a big penalty against the Raptors, an illegal forward pass, the second of the game, called against Corbel. Corbel over the middle, pass is caught. Breaking away. Needs to split two defenders down to the 5. And once again, it's Santilsis. And that's a huge gain on second down. Ball now at the 5-yard line. First and goal coming up for the Raptors. And the Flyers need to call a timeout up to that one, so we'll be right back right here on YouTube. First and goal at the 5 for the Raptors, down 10-0 here in the fourth. Corbel hands off here on first and goal. Cut up the middle, and he is going to be brought down inside the 5. There was another carry there by Mocha. And whistle blows, but I don't see anybody. Not sure if anybody called time out there. Oh, we have a flag there. Now I see it. Both flag is down about the 5-yard line. And you see the Raptors backing up here, so it looks like a lot of fire trucks coming from the Raptors sideline. Hope that doesn't come up to here on our broadcast. Hope not to get kicked off to YouTube for that one. There was a penalty there. I didn't see who was against. And they brought the ball all the way back to the 20, so that was a 15-yard penalty, whatever it was. Looks like it was a personal foul against the Raptors after the play. Second and goal from the 20. Raptors still down by 10 here in the fourth. Need a score here. Corbel throws to the sideline, has a man wide open. Break it away, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Raptors get on the board here in the fourth. And the score is now 10-6. Looks like it's a touchdown to Ty Hazard, who made that incredible catch on the last drive. And we have a game here, folks. This one is not over yet. And now we see if the Raptors have an extra point coming, or if they're going to go for two here. Try to make it a 2-point game. So they do capitalize off the interception by Kyle McKellick. Ty Hazard getting the touchdown and the first points of the game for the Rhode Island Raptors. And they're going to kick an extra point, try to make it a 3-point game. And a flag thrown. It's going to be a delay game here going against the Raptors. Looking for one more guy on their special teams unit, and they ran out of time trying to find that one guy, wherever he is. Now it's going to be even longer extra point attempt here for the Raptors, trying to make it again a 3-point game. And that's a big touchdown here in the fourth. Going to be June Vinny kicking the extra point here for the Raptors. High step. And the kick is blocked. It's blocked. And it's picked up by the Flyers. And he gets down to the 39. Who else but Nick Selig? And it remains a 10-6 game here in the fourth. More to come after this right here on YouTube. 10-6, Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors, and the Flyers are not ready for an onside kick here. Let's see what the Raptors do. And they are going to kick it. They're not going to kick the onside, but Collins almost lost it there. Picks it up about the 29-yard line. Cutting to the outside, trying to go back to the other side, and he is wrapped up and pushed out of bounds at the 34. And now some extracurriculars here on the sideline. And no flags thrown for the extracurriculars. Everybody sent back to their own sides. Now the question here is, can the Raptors defense, they've made a few stops here today against the Flyers offense. Can they make a stop here once again, get their offense the ball back, and try to potentially come away with a victory here today in Vernon? I'm not sure how much time's left here in the fourth quarter, but huge possession for both sides. Chance for the Flyers to run the clock out and head to 3-0 heading into the league-wide bye week. Also a chance for the Raptor defense, who has done their job here thus far today, to make another stop, get their offense the ball back, but a chance to win this one here in the final minutes. But nonetheless, the drama is building here in Vernon. You don't want to go anywhere, folks. You might miss some of the action. And that block, by the way, here's number 6, Nick Selig. That was a huge block to keep this a 4-point game, not a 3-point game. So if the Raptors do get the ball back, they do have to score a touchdown. They cannot settle for a field goal for a tie game and head to overtime. First down for the Flyers. Hand off here to Brown. And a big hole at the middle for Jakarian Brown. Gets to about the 40-yard line. That's a good start here for the Flyer offense. Trying to, again, choose clock up, head out of here with the victory. 10-6 is your score. The Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Rockville High School at Vernon, Connecticut. Second down here from the 40-yard line. And off here again to Brown. Brown cut to the outside. He has a big hole. Jakarian Brown has a first down for the Flyers near midfield. Raptors still have all 3 timeouts. They're not using any of them yet. And that gives the Flyers the chance to chew up more clock here. Take their time between plays. So it looks like they chew up this clock and come away with a victory. They're their 3rd of the season. Technically, their 5th of the calendar year. Talked about it on the first broadcast. They got wins over the Brooklyn Bengals and Boston Chargers, but those games did not count toward A-League standings. Those just count toward Windsor Flyers overall standings. First down, ball at the 49-yard line. Brown and Brown in the backfield. And a handoff here to Brown, cut up the middle, and he is spun down. But not before he gets into Raptor territory to their 49-yard line. One of the big offensive linemen goes down after the play, but he just needs help getting up there. Looks like it was number 54, Cody Bell. And now Brown will come out for this next play. So let's see if the Flyers throw the ball here. Again, they continue to chew up this clock here at the 4th with a 4-point lead. Try to hold on, head to 3-0 heading into the league-wide bye week next week. We'll have their first road game of the week on July 12th. Second down. Ball at the Raptors 49. Hit off her to Lowe. Brian Lowe is stuffed at the 49. Gets absolutely nothing. Now push that pile. Might have actually gotten a yard or maybe 2 on that carry. So here we go. This is a big 3rd down for both sides. And the Raptors call a timeout, so we'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. So we just got word there's about 6 minutes left here in the 4th, so this is a really big 3rd down conversion here for both sides. 3rd down at the 48-yard line. Brown throws, and the pass is caught. Big first down for Collins. Reaching out to the 30. And a huge 3rd down conversion for the Flyers. On 3rd down, they get about 18 yards on that pass play. Raptors still not using any of their 3 timeouts as we are under 5 minutes left here in the 4th. Trying to make a big stop here on defense like they did on the last drive. When Kyle McKillick had a big interception that led to the Raptors' first touchdown. And a flag. We have substitution infraction here against the Flyers. That'll back them up to the 35, and I believe that'll stop the clock as well. 10-6 Flyers lead the Raptors. Raptors scoring after a interception on the Flyers' last offensive drive. Pass was picked by Kyle McKellick. Led to a touchdown to Ty Hazard. Extra point was blocked by Nick Selleck, which is a huge play for the Flyers special teams. Means if the Raptors do get the ball back, they cannot settle for a field goal. They have to score a touchdown for the win. Doesn't look like we'll get any overtime here today at Vernon. 1st and 15 up to the penalty. Selleck will take the handoff, coming in motion. He'll cut it to the outside. Excuse me, that's Hernandez. 3 flags are down. And Hernandez gets down to about the 37. There you go, right there. 3 flags down about the 42-yard line. And it's a hold against the Flyers, so they continue to back themselves up. That'll be back at the 45-yard line. And if you're the Flyers, this is not the way you want to go. Try to chew up this clock and come away with a victory. If you're the Raptors, you're hoping to make that big stop on this drive. Get your offense the ball back with a chance to win this game. There still should be first down. Be first down and 25 now. Umpire picking that last flag up. We resume action. We'll be first down about 28 now. Long way to go here for the Flyers. Brown. Throw. Short pass is caught. There's Earl Waite. And another flag flies. As Waite gets inside the 35. We have another flag though, folks. Hold on. And once again, it looks to be another hold against the Flyers. And it seems to be the talk of the town, folks, as you hear the dog barking here in the stands. Now the Flyers backing up inside their own territory now. And this is a win here for the Raptor defense. Still trying to make a big stop. Clock is again stopped here. Around 4 or 5 minutes left in this game. Flyers holding on to a 10-6 lead, and there's the call. Another hold. Now it'll be second down and a forever here. And another whistle here. Another stoppage of play. So a few penalties on this drive for the Flyers trying to chew up this clock. Kicking themselves in the foot here. Ball now way back at the 49-yard line. We second down at about 39. Brown throws up top. Pass is caught by Collins. And another flag. That is 4 consecutive plays with a penalty. Collins is all pumped up. He only got about 14 yards on the catch there. But then again, it's coming back. It's another hold against the Flyers. Or is it? It actually looks like this is a flag against the Raptors. You see, the Raptors are backing themselves up here. And it's a face mask against the Raptors. And it's an automatic first down for the Flyers. A big play. Again, the pass play to Collins goes for 14 on a second down at 39. But the 50-yard face mask is an automatic first down. And now the Flyers again have a chance to chew up more clock. And a handoff here to Lowe. He gets inside the 15. So the left guard, number 69, jump way before the snap. But no flag was thrown, and the play was continued. And the clock continues to run here. That was a missed call by the referees. You can see it from up here in the broadcast booth. Number 69 jumping offside way before the snap was snapped. But no false start called against the Flyers. The clock continues to run. Flyers maintaining a 10-6 lead. And now, if you're the Raptors again, even holding them to a field goal would mean a touchdown and another flag. Oh, my goodness. We got a sideline warning here against the Raptors. We saw one of the coaches come off the sideline. A lot going on here in these final minutes. And as I was about to say, folks, even if the Raptors could hold the Flyers to a field goal, that would again make it a 7-point game. That would mean a touchdown could tie this game and head into overtime. First down, Brown heads off to Brown. Brown cut up the middle, and he is tripped up at the last second, getting inside the 10-yard line. So they gave him 5 extra yards on the sideline warning, it looks like. They put the ball at the 10-yard line. And the run there by Brown got about 2. Flyers continuing to chew up this clock. Ball again at the 8-yard line. Second down and 3. And the huge penalty there, that face mask on the Raptors on a second down and 39. Giving the Flyers an automatic first. And that could have been, if the Flyers score here, the nail in the coffin for the Raptors in this one. Let's see if they can make a stop here. 2nd and 3 here at the 8. And Brown taking it himself. And he won't get much there. He'll be brought down. And we have reached the 2-minute warning here in Vernon. Can the Flyers put this one away, or can the Raptors make a big stop? We're about to find out when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. Biggest play of the game, 3rd down for the Flyers. 1:55 left here in this game. 3rd and short. Brown is going to throw to the end zone. Pass is tipped and caught. Earl Waite, touchdown, Windsor. A flag after the play, but that's going to put the icing on the cake. Flyers have put this one away. The score now reads 16-6. Flag should be for celebration after the play by Earl Waite, but he makes the catch on 3rd down for the touchdown, and that one is going to do it, more likely than not. Schwibber's there on the field. He's coming out for the extra point. Flyers will head to 3-0 heading into the league-wide bye week. Raptors will head to 2-1 on the season. And we'll welcome the Rhode Island Riptide in 2 weeks' time at Tucker Field at Cumberland, Rhode Island. We'll be there for that one. The Battle of Rhode Island coming to you July 12th. So substitutions here coming in for the Raptors. And that was the biggest play of the game right there. For Jarmel Brown, his 5th touchdown pass of the season goes to Earl Waite. Makes it a 16-6 game as of right now. Schwibber trying to put this one away with an extra point. Now they're getting set for this extra point here. Try to make this an 11-point game here with under 2 minutes left. High snap, the kick is up, and it is good. 17-6. Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors. We'll be right back to wrap this one up here on YouTube. 17-6, the Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors here in the final 2 minutes of this one. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Herr. And this one will be taken by Torres. Cut to the outside, going on the sideline with a head of speed. Torres into Flyer territory down about the 47-yard line. That's where the umpire is standing. Now he'll move his feet. Let's see if he moves in. He's going to stand at about the 49. So we'll see where they place this football. Again, huge play on 3rd down for the Flyers on the last drive. Jarmel Brown finding Earl Waite on a tip pass for the touchdown. And, of course, the extra point by Bobby Schwarber making this an 11-point game. Looks like there was a penalty on the kick there. They brought the ball all the way back to the 28-yard line to wipe away that big return there by Torres. And the Flyers call timeout. So we'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League right here on YouTube. 95 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Flyers with a 17-6 lead over the Rhode Island Raptors. Ball at the 28. Corbel, pressure, roll it out. Throws, and that ball is out of bounds. So once again, folks, the Flyers will head to 3-0 heading into the league-wide bye week. Raptors will fall to 2-1. Flyers will go on the road for the first time on July 12th. I'm not sure who their opponent is. Raptors will head back home to Cumberland, Rhode Island for the Battle of Rhode Island as they take on the Riptide. And we will be there for that game. Raptors Riptide from Tucker Field in Cumberland, Rhode Island on Saturday, July 12th. Second to last game for me here in New England. They head back to Jersey to call the 2025 League All Leagues Alliance season that begins with a triple header in Paterson, New Jersey on July 26th. Second and 10. Throw over the middle, and the pass is picked. Intercepted by Nick Selleck. And Selleck is going to go all the way for the touchdown. Unbelievable. And as if there wasn't enough icing on the cake, there's a little more. Nick Selleck with a pick six. Score now reads 23-6. That's Selleck's second touchdown on defense this season. And that's the coup de grace, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if they blow the whistle after the extra point here. Selleck had the fumble recovery touchdown in the win against the Middlesex County Longhorns week 1. He has the pick six here at the end of this game. Here in week number 3. Selleck getting a little love from his teammates here after that game-sealing pick six. Former Worcester Wildcat and New England Bulldog put this one away for the Windsor Flyers. Now here's Schwimmer off for the extra point. And the kick is good. Now we are going to kick this ball off. They're not going to call it here. 24-6. Windsor Flyers coming alive here in the fourth quarter. They got a 10-0 lead. Start the fourth quarter. It looked like we were headed for an action-packed fourth quarter. Interception by Raptors' Kyle McKellick led to a touchdown by Ty Hazard, making it a 10-6 game. But on a third down, Jamal Brown throwing his second touchdown pass of the day to Earl Waite, make it 17-6. And then just moments ago, this pick six by Nick Selleck makes it 24-6. Schwimmer almost running to a little kid there. Might be one of the reasons the New England Football League has put the sideline pass rule in the rule book for the 2025 season. Not everybody could just be on the sideline like it used to be. Got to keep those sidelines clear, especially with kids, like we just saw there a moment ago. (24-6). Flyers on their way to 3-0 in the final seconds here in Vernon, Connecticut. Raptors on bounce. It'll bounce at about the 22-yard line. Oh, what a big hit there. And that is Hill, Ozzie Hill with the big hit. Only a couple ticks left here in this one. Cameron will be the last. Well, I'll say it again at the end of the broadcast. We'll be the last, or one of the first, to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Hope you enjoy yourselves. New England Football League will be off next week for the holiday weekend. No games will be played. We return for week number 4, July 12th, where I will be at Cumberland, Rhode Island, to Tucker Field, as these Raptors host the Rhode Island Riptide at the Battle of Rhode Island. Cumberland, Rhode Island, about 19 minutes away from Providence. And Raptors will start this. And another silent warning looks like here against the Raptors. And when the Raptors, if the Raptors start this next drive, will start at the 31-yard line. Another silent warning here against the Raptors. That's their second. Now we're ready to go here for one of the final plays, if not the final play of this game. First down for the Raptors, ball at the 31. Carlino back at a quarterback here for the Raptors. We'll see if he starts in 2 weeks' time against his former team. Carlino, pressure rolling out. Steps up, throws, pass is tipped, and it's intercepted. Pass is picked by number 0. Pointing up to our camera here in the booth. A flag is down. Let's check the marker. Flag is down at the 27-yard line. Let's see if this one's coming back. Wait for the call here. And it is against the Flyers. So take away the interception by number 0. And that's the second interception this season that the Flyers have taken away on penalty. The first one coming against the Longhorns, and of course we know what happens the next play. Nick Selig, fumble, recovery, touchdown. And now they'll place the ball at midfield here. Only a few ticks left. 24-6, the Flyers lead the Raptors.
Game's about to be done. Don't go back over there.
Carlino still at a quarterback for the Raptors. First down at midfield. Carlino. Pups, throws, wide open, pass it, oh, dropped. Connor Hawes was wide open. And that's your ball game. Final score here in Vernon, Connecticut. The Flyers improved to 3-0 with a 24-6 victory over the Rhode Island Raptors. For the Windsor Flyers, for the Rhode Island Raptors, for the New England Football League, I'm Stephen Herr. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for this one. Thanks for turning out tonight, folks. We'll see you next time.